What's going on, everybody? Today we're going to be talking about Redline. Now, Redline over the past couple of years has seen a bit of a decline, and the big question is Redline a viable company? Is Redline a good company to go with? Now, I used to love Redline. Love them. One of my earliest bikes was an old Redline PL20, and I loved that bike. And I love the vintage Redlines. I wish I had more of them. But if you go onto their website, they only have a few bikes and hardly any accessories. I'm hoping that the quality of the bike has not dropped down. I don't know what's going on with Redline right now, but Redline is an iconic company. They've been around since the mid-70s, maybe earlier than that, but they've been around for a long time, and I'm really hoping that Redline is still good, and I'm hoping that they're going to be here for a while. I'm just companies, they have their high points and they have their low points, and it seems like Redline is definitely in a slump right now. But what we have here is we have a Redline, let me see, MX Junior. So this is going to be their lower end Redline, but it's going to have an aluminum frame. And well, actually, I'm not sure, because we haven't sold Redline in a couple of years now. I need to see, depending on how this is, I may see about picking up Redline again. But there is a question as far as if that's something that we want to carry in the store. Let's find out. Let's go ahead and open this thing up. Looks like it's already been opened. Okay, so we've got the seat right there. We're not missing anything. We've got the parts box there. Well, this bike is packaged pretty good. Let's go ahead and get it put on the stand. First thing I need to do is clean the seat tube. I strongly suggest to anybody to clean the seat tube out before putting a seat post in, especially if it's a black seat post, because if there's any burrs in the frame, any rough spots, they are going to scratch the living daylights out of the coating on here, and it's going to be quite visible. So I use these disc brake honing tools to clean it up. So then we don't have to worry about scratches. Now we're going to grease the seat post later on. There's just not going to be very much in the frame, and I'm not going to bother putting grease on it until after I finish it. You want to put grease inside the frame and on this. This helps prevent corrosion, and it allows the seat post to move up and down more easily when the clamp is not engaged. So it looks like they've got a lot of things already greased, but it doesn't hurt to put a little bit more grease on things. Really helps extend the life of the bike. So I'm just putting some grease on the clamp bolt here. Okay. All right. They do have this very well packaged. We're just going to undo this. I've never had any problems with Redline not packaging their bikes very good. So y'all get to see this at the same time that I do. I love the foam padding here. It doesn't scratch the paint, and it does a really good job protecting it. I like that green and that yellow. I do have to say, this is a great looking bike. I like the graphics. They're a little wild, and it is possible that you might get kind of tired of these graphics after a little bit of time. See, that's the problem. A more conservative paint job and graphics actually will tend to age well, whereas there's other graphics that look great during the time, and then later on it starts getting a little tiring. I don't know. This does look kind of cool. I mean, I like it. I don't think I'm going to get tired of it. But let's go ahead and get this bike built. What I'm going to end up doing is I'm going to pull the fork out, and I'm going to grease the headset on here. I'm going to grease all the bolts on the stem. I'm going to make sure that the bottom bracket is locked down good. I'm going to check the cranks, and I'm going to true these wheels. That's part of our assembly as we go through the whole bike when we're putting it together. So I'm not going to bore you with that. We're going to put it in on time lapse, and we're going to do a final assessment after we get this put together. So enjoy the music, and we'll talk about it a little bit more in a minute. I've got this all put together, and the customer paid $369 for this, And I do have to say that this is a lot of bike for $369. It's a nice 6000 series aluminum frame, aluminum handlebars, aluminum 4-bolt stem, aluminum 3-piece cranks. It's going to have double-walled aluminum rims, and overall, $369. This is a good entry-level race bike. This is just to kind of get your feet, your toes wet, and the bike. It looks good, and overall, yes, I'm pretty happy with it. I mean, it doesn't look like that Redline has kind of lost their touch, because this is a very nice bike. Now, I was looking, and Redline does not have any of the higher end ones. They've got the Pro line, which the Pro line is going to be an upgrade over this one. This is just the MX Junior. So the Pro line is going to be a little bit lighter and a little nicer parts. Now, I weighed this bike, and with the chain guard and the reflectors, this thing weighs exactly 16.5 pounds with this manual on there. So if we take the manual off and the chain guard and the reflectors, that right there is going to be a half a pound or a little bit more. So that's going to bring it down to like 16 pounds, which again, entry level, that's a great weight. So if you're looking to get a entry level bike and you're not wanting to spend a lot of money, the Redline is still a very viable option. They've been around for a long time, and they are a good company. So if you liked this video, please leave me a big thumbs up. Don't forget to tell your friends. Check out some of the other videos at the corner of the screen. Don't forget to subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Thanks.